This simple trick could get you a silver American Express card. Now, before you get excited, this isn't really about the card. It's about understanding one thing that most people never learn: cash flow. Because money doesn't make people rich, cash flow does. If you want to understand how wealthy people think, you first have to understand how money moves. And to explain that, let me tell you the story of George. George was poor, really poor. Every morning he walked through the streets collecting trash just to make enough money to eat. One afternoon, while walking through a wealthy neighborhood, he noticed something lying near the sidewalk: a $100 bill. Most people would spend it immediately. George didn't. Instead, he asked himself a simple question: how can this money make more money? So he walked into a bank. At first, nobody took him seriously. A trash collector asking questions about loans sounded ridiculous.
But eventually, George managed to secure a small loan and opened a separate account for his money. Then he rented a tiny piece of farmland, not to farm himself, to rent it out to someone else. A few months later, that rent started generating income. It wasn't much, but it was cash flow. Then he used part of that income to set up a small burger stand. Again, he didn't work there himself. He rented the space to someone who wanted to run the business. Now he had two income streams: the farmland and the burger stand. Meanwhile, George continued collecting trash every day. People laughed at him. People called him crazy. But George understood something they didn't. Every dollar he earned was being turned into an asset. Every asset produced cash flow, and every cash flow producing asset helped him buy another asset. Year after year, George repeated the process. One income stream became two, two became four became even more. While everyone else spent money, George bought things that paid him back. Eventually, after several years of reinvesting his profits, George had accumulated hundreds of thousands of dollars. And one day, the same man who once picked up trash from the streets walked into a bank and qualified for a silver American Express card. Not because he got lucky, not because he found a secret trick, but because he learned how cash flow works. The lesson: don't focus on looking rich. Focus on owning assets that generate income. Because money you spend disappears, but money you invest can keep working for you long after you've earned it. And that's how George changed his life.